Thank you for joining us at the First Unitarian Universalist Church of Houston for today's special online music service. I'm music director Mark Vogel. We've named our All Souls Day service The Breath of Our Ancestors, and it features both tender and hopeful songs that evoke memories of those we have lost. Our service includes two guest vocalists, soprano Dr. Jolie Rock and cantor star trumpeter from Congregation Beth Israel. We're joined by the First Church Sanctuary Choir, Jim McGee on flute, and Eric Rule on saxophone. Our senior minister, the Reverend Dr. Bosson, is a central part of the service and is joined by First Church staff members Alma Vizcarra and Alex Koenig. This week we have a big idea presented by Carol Burris, Director of Religious Community, and religious education volunteer Elsa Capitan White. Our chalice is being lit by Becky Smith and her daughter Lula Pearl Jungela. Some of you may be new to this congregation or the online services, so let us say a few words about Unitarian Universalism. We are a faith community that believes we do not need to think alike to love alike, and that how we live our lives is ultimately more important than what we profess to believe. We are a faith community that recognizes the importance of fellowship and cooperation, and within this community, we support one another's individual search for truth, meaning, and spiritual growth. We are a faith community that welcomes you to our worship service, virtually this morning and in person as soon as possible. We hope you find this time together a source of comfort and clarity. Thank you for joining us. We now invite you to hear our call to worship.
All souls, all humanity, share a single destiny. We are born, we have a brief span, and then we return to the star dust from which we have come. All souls, made of the same earthly substance, blessed with the same human struggles, a need for love, a need for good food, clean water, shelter, and work we can call honest. All souls, we gather to celebrate through music the universal gift of human culture, the lives and memories of those who came before us. All souls. We gather to celebrate through words, notes, pauses between sounds of choir and piano, saxophone and flute, the place of each in the infinite fathomlessness stream of time. All souls. We gather a community of memory and a community of hope, united in one great purpose, to grow ever closer in communion with the divine, which some might name God, and others might call the human spirit, or find in the blessing of the green grass, tree moss, and well-gnarled bark. All souls, come, let us open ourselves to the music, open ourselves to the sound, remember those who have gone before, to the undiscovered land, and pledge ourselves anew to the great work before us, to bind up the broken, to speak truth to power, to bring more justice into the world, and to love each other and this blue-green ball of a planet as best we can. Come, friends, let us, members of the great family of all souls, worship together.
We are Unitarian Universalists, with minds that think, hearts that love, and hands that are ready to serve.
Celebremos compartiendo nuestras vidas, encendiendo esta luz. us in the well-fought fight. Thou in the darkness deep there one true light. Alleluia, Alleluia. O blessed communion of the saints divine, we live in struggle, they in glory shine. Yet all are one in thee, for all are thine. Alleluia, Alleluia. And when the strife is fierce, the conflict long, steals on the ear the distant triumph song, and hearts are brave again, and arms are strong. Alleluia, Alleluia.
Once upon a time, there was a little girl named Claudia, and at her Saturday day camp, she got a fish in a bag full of water. On the way home, her papa took her to a pet store, and they got a fish bowl and some purified water and some fish food for it.
Uh-oh. Goldfish don't have much of a chance to live because they need their natural habitat to survive. And being carried around in bags of water, even when there's plenty, doesn't give the fish what it needs.
Yes, that's true. Claudia was only 5 years old at the time, and she hadn't experienced death yet. Her grandparents were still living. Her kitty wouldn't die for another year. Her father wondered how she might respond. He wondered what he was going to say to her. But this is what happened.
By the next morning, the fish had died. And Claudia had some questions for her papa. She asked, "What happens when something dies?" And she asked, "What is death exactly?" These are very deep questions. And depending on who you ask, people have different answers.
Claudia's papa said, when an animal dies, it returns to the earth. It breaks down over time, and it feeds the soil, and it feeds the plants and other animals. So they carefully took the goldfish outside, and they dug a hole, and they laid it in the hole, and covered it with soil. And then they took a stick, and they marked the spot so they could come back and remember.
And just as her papa began honoring the passing of her goldfish, the wind blew up, and the autumn leaves swirled and danced, and it gave them both a chill. And Claudia couldn't help but think that the spirit of her goldfish was still with them. And Papa said some words, some of which he remembered from when his grandmother helped him bury a pet when he was a child. He said, "Breathe in and breathe out." We know that breath is life. We stay aware of the beauty of life and the sadness when life is lost. He paused, and then he began a prayer. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
We come from the earth, from the bodies of our mothers, and we return to dust, feeding the earth and her creatures. And although we are sad, we know that everything that lives must pass, and may this remind us to always offer support to one another and to appreciate the precious moments of our lives. Amen.
For those we have known for a long, long time, and whom we love very deeply, it is much harder to say goodbye. And we know that in a way, despite their departure, we hold them in our hearts for as long as we live.
We may keep photos of them. We tell stories about their lives and who they were in all their quirky individual ways. And we feel like, in a way, sometimes more than others, that they are still with us, that they are still part of us.
You may want to do this with those you love who have passed. Keep photos. Remember them at this time of year on All Souls, or maybe when their birthday comes around. Tell stories. Keep them in your memory and in your heart. May it be so. Amen.
Please join me in the spirit that some call prayer and others name meditation. Breathe in. Breathe out. Spirit, the Latin spiritus, the action of breathing. Spirit, the core of being. Breathe and let in the air, the oxygen. Breathe out the carbon dioxide. Let your breath become your prayer. My breath forms my word, my prayer, on this All Souls Day, on this Sunday before Election Day. The prayer I offer is as simple as the spirit of you, as your breath, as your breathing. It is just this. On this sacred day, on this momentous weekend, may we remember to honor all of those who have gone before, all who have struggled and sacrificed so that there might be a modicum of freedom, all who have loved us and left their love, all who have helped to bring us into being. This All Souls Day, this Sunday before the election, I also offer you the prayer that is on so many of our hearts. May the polling day proceed peacefully. May efforts at voter suppression fail. May a better world for all, in which love prevails, be in the birthing. And may we remember that as human hearts and human hands that bring societies into being, and that we are each responsible for a piece of this beautiful, wild, unfolding, ever-changing world in which we live. May the congregation, absent in body, but present in spirit, remembering all who have gone before, say Amen. We pause now together to lift up that which sits heavy and light on our hearts. I invite you now to say the name or bring to mind those you wish to be held by the loving embrace of this religious community. In this great cloud of witness and memory, amid this beloved community, we hear these names and hold them in our hearts. Pause in awe and wonder of the mystery that is life. In the spirit of love, in the spirit of hope, and in the spirit of compassion, I invite each of you to enter into a time of silent meditation, prayer, or reflection.
This morning's shared offering will go to the Houston Food Bank. More than 1.1 million people in the 18 Southeast Texas counties served by Houston Food Bank are considered food insecure, meaning they lack consistent access to enough nutritious food to fuel a healthy life. In order to address this issue, the Houston Food Bank distributes food and other essentials to those in need through a network of 1,500 community partners. In addition, they also provide programs and services aimed at helping families achieve long-term stability, including nutrition, education, job training, health management, and help in securing state-funded assistance. Our regular Sunday morning offering collection invites us to weave a tapestry of love in action. Today, through our shared offering to the Houston Food Bank, you are doing just that, providing the necessary threads so that we can demonstrate the love of this community for all of its members through our actions. So I ask you to give generously. An offering will now be gratefully received.
Our first reading is The Boy Died in My Alley by Gwendolyn Brooks. Without my having known, policeman said, next morning, apparently died alone. You heard a shot, policeman said. Shots I hear and shots I hear. I never see the dead. The shot that killed him, yes, I heard, as I heard the 1,000 shots before, careening tinnily down the nights across my ears and arteries. Policeman pounded on my door. Who is it? Police, policeman yelled. A boy was dying in your alley. A boy is dead and in your alley. And have you known this boy before? I have known this boy before. I have known this boy before who ornaments my alley. I never saw his face at all. I never saw his future fall. But I have known this boy. I have always heard him deal with death. I have always heard the shot, the volley. I have closed my heart ears late and early, and I have killed him ever. I joined the wild and killed him with knowledgeable unknowing. I saw where he was going. I saw him crossed, and seeing I did not take him down. He cried not only father, but mother, sister, brother. The cry climbed up the alley. It went up the wind. It hung upon the heaven for a long, stretched stain of moment. The red floor of my alley is a special speech to me.
Zoom.
How It Is by Maxine Kuhlman. Shall I say how it is in your clothes? A month after your death, I wear your blue jacket. The dog at the center of my life recognizes you've come to visit. He's ecstatic. In the left pocket, a hole. In the right, a parking ticket delivered up last August on Bay State Road. In my heart, a scatter like milkweed, a flinging from the pods of the soul. My skin presses your old outline. It is hot and dry inside. I think of the last day of your life, old friend, how I would unwind it, paste it together in a different collage, back from the death car idling in the garage, back up the stairs, your praying hands unlaced, reassembling the bits of breads and tuna fish into a ceremony of sandwich, running the home movie backward to a space we could be easy in, a kitchen place with vodka and ice, or words like living meat. Dear friend, you have excited crowds with your example. They swell like wine bags staining at your seams. I will be years gathering up our words, fishing out letters, snapshots, stains, leaning my ribs against this durable cloth to put on the dumb blue blazer of your death.
Still auf dem Tisch die duftenden Reseden, die letzten roten Asten trag herbei und lass uns wieder von der Liebe reden, wie einst im Mai. Gib mir die Hand, dass ich sie heimlich drücke, und wenn man sieht, mir ist es einerlei, gib mir nur einen, deine süße Blicke, wie einst im Mai. Es blüht und duftet heut auf jedem Grabe. Ein Tag im Jahr ist ja den Toten frei. Komm an mein Herz, dass ich dich wehre habe, wie einst im Mai. Wie einst im Mai.
Our third reading is Do Not Stand at My Grave and Weep by Mary Elizabeth Fry. Do not stand at my grave and weep. I am not there. I do not sleep. I am 1,000 winds that blow. I am the diamond glints on snow. I am the sun on ripened grain. I am the gentle autumn rain. When you awaken in the morning's hush, I am the swift, uplifting rush of quiet birds in circled flight. I am the soft stars that shine at night. Do not stand at my grave and cry, I am not there, I did not die.
with thee, nor leaves thy sight, and I am thine, I rest in thee. Great Spirit, come and rest in me. The ends of earth are in thy hand, the seas dark, deep, and far off land, and I am thine, I rest in thee. Great Spirit, come and rest in
We now honor all who have gone before. Their bodies may have returned to dust, but the love they gave lives on. We light a candle for the Reverend Bob Shively, former senior minister of this congregation. We light candles for John David Anderson, Tom Cowan, Ann Winkler, and Bonnie Young. We light a candle for all the loved ones of members and friends of this community. We light a candle for all of those who have died during this pandemic. We light a candle for all who have died due to police brutality or white supremacist violence. We light a candle for all who died while trying to enter the United States or seeking refuge or asylum anywhere in the world, especially the migrant children who died in federal custody. We light a candle for those who died from disasters caused by the climate crisis. We light a candle for those who died because of domestic violence. We light a candle for members of the LGBTQ community who were victims of hatred. We light a candle for everyone who died as a result of war, conflict, or poverty. We light a final candle for all beings, human or otherwise, whose lives came to an end in this last year. All may be gone, but the spirit of their love continues.
We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
Let us, members of the great family of All Souls, end our time together in the spirit of love, never knowing when or where we may find the divine, yet conscious of the spark within each of us and the unfolding beauty that surrounds us. Go in peace, go in love, may our lives be a blessing. Amen.
Our Vigil for Democracy on election night is a way to connect, stay spiritually grounded, and make your voice heard. Go to our Facebook event page or email info@firstuuhouston.org to let us know you plan to come. Even during election week, our weekly and monthly offerings continue to keep you connected and engaged with our community. Join us at 11:30 after the service for our coffee half hour to chat with new and old friends. The Women's Book Club meets Monday at 7 via Zoom to discuss Mexican Gothic, and the new beginner's yoga class meets at the same time on Tuesday. During Text for Troubled Times Tuesday at 5, Reverend Colin begins discussing the book Cast by Isabel Wilkerson. Join him the next day at 2 to discuss the election, spirituality, or whatever is weighing on your heart. The men's group meets Thursday at 7, and a new group, the UU Young Adults, meets Friday at 3. The Healing Racism series continues Wednesday at 5 with a post-election discussion, and Saturday at 10:30 using the letters RACE, reflect, ask about their experiences, connect, and expand. Many of the topics for upcoming discussion groups are on our website, firstuuhouston.org/online-group-meetings. Visit there for more details and to sign up. And remember, all times shown are Central Standard Time.